Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Outland TIE Fighter with Moff Gideon from the Star Wars Mission Fleet line from Hasbro. Pretty excited for this one. Packaging's pretty standard. You have some artwork of him riding the TIE Fighter here. And then one thing I did notice, we used to actually have like a little window here. You could actually see the figure itself, but now we just get a picture of the figure. It's kind of part of Hasbro's move towards plasticless packaging. So we have that going on here. Otherwise, packaging is pretty standard. You have the name of the Star Wars media that it's from over here on the side. You have some other figures or vehicles in the assortment here up top. Over here just kind of shows off some of the features. Of course, we have the spring-loaded weapon. He can ride in the cockpit. And then they give you a little tripod for the weapon as well. Not really anything going on the bottom. Spin around to the back. We have the one-to-one actual figures. Everything's in actual proportions here. So you have the figure with his accessories, the vehicle, and then the missiles and everything over here, demonstrating how the wings can fold in half, just like on the show when he would land. So pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here's everything we get in the box. We'll start over here with the figure. I think he actually looks really good. It's a pretty decent likeness. I mean, it's definitely got kind of an animated, stylized quality to it, but it still looks really good. As you can see, he comes with two accessories. He has this little pistol, and then he has the dark saber. They did a nice job with this. It really, really looks good. Painted on both sides. Really sharp. I'm going to go ahead and take these out of his hands. And of course he does have his cape as well, which is removable. It's just a peg. Goes into the back there. So if we take a closer look here, you can see the detail there on the chest and some paint around his waist as well. Very nice. Very nicely detailed. Very nicely painted. The head looks good. The head's on a ball joint, so you can tilt it back and forth, side to side. Certainly looks side to side. Nice range of motion there. You have a hinge in the shoulder as well as a rotation. You have a wrist swivel, and then you have 90-degree bend at the waist. So pretty good articulation for figures this size. And he looks pretty cool. I'm going to leave the cape off because you need to take it off to pop him into the cockpit. So we'll just put him off to the side for a second. Real quick, we have the spring-loaded blaster. This is pretty standard for this line. Not really much to talk about here, but you do have the little handholds here for the figure, so you can put it on this tripod and make it look like he's manning it. This piece is separate. You just pop it on. There's a little bit of movement there. This can kind of spin around as well. And then you can take this off. And it's just a spring-loaded missile, so go ahead, push the button. Fires out pretty well. You get this kind of green translucent missile. And then there are definite spots to peg this on around the vehicle. So you can see there are two right here, and I think there's one underneath as well, yeah. So you could go ahead, peg this into any of those spots if you want to add some firepower to your TIE Fighter. And then the TIE Fighter itself, I think, looks really, really good. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Now, I would not be surprised if Hasbro repacks this with an actual TIE Fighter pilot, because it really does just look like a normal TIE Fighter. Yes, it does have the hinges here, so that you can kind of unhook these. They just kind of like, there's like a little catch, but you just kind of pop it past that, and then you can fold it up for the landing. So I don't know if they would bother to remold the wings without this for like a normal TIE Fighter release, or if they would just say, well, if you just keep it up, it looks enough like a regular TIE Fighter, and just use the exact same mold. I'd kind of be fine with either, but it does have the landing capabilities, and then you just open up the top here, and then we will sit him inside. And you can see he fits in there pretty well. And then you just close it up. And there you go. Now he's flying the TIE Fighter. And you can kind of click these back into place. And there you go. But yeah, it looks really good. They did a nice job with it. The panels look great. A little bit of detail here on the back. Just a little bit of red paint applications. But yeah, really, really like the look of this. Like I said, would not be averse to them repacking this with some TIE Fighter pilots just as kind of like an army builder. I think that would be awesome. So this is a pretty great release. I don't really have anything to complain about. Moff Gideon looks fantastic. Great paint applications, great detail. Articulation is pretty much what we'd expect for the line, and I think it's pretty good for a figure this size. His accessories are great. That dark saber looks fantastic. Even comes with a little gun, and I think his cape looks really good as well. TIE Fighter, again, perfect. Really like it a lot. I like that they put the folding and collapsible wings in there, because that is how we saw it land on the show. Would not be surprised if they reuse it again as just kind of a normal TIE Fighter release. If they wanted to remold Solid Wings for it, they could, because technically that would be accurate to the original TIE Fighter. But we know Hasbro, they kind of just like to do what they can to reuse a mold, the bare minimum. So I wouldn't be upset if they literally just put this exact TIE Fighter in a box with a TIE Fighter pilot. I would be okay with that. I know maybe some people would be upset that it's not 100% accurate. But when you put those wings up, it really does just look like a completely normal TIE Fighter, so I would be okay with it personally. So wouldn't be surprised if we see that. But yeah, in the meantime, pick this one up. Definitely like it a lot. Really nothing to complain about. I guess I didn't really talk much about this, but to me, this is just kind of superfluous. I mean, you get some spring-loaded missile action here, but I mean, to me, that's not why I'm picking these sets up. But it is kind of neat, the connectability and the fact that you can use it with all the different sets. And if you wanted to like grab, one of the larger ships like Millennium Falcon and just put, 10 of those things all around it, you could, because all the connection points are the same and you can mix and match and all that kind of stuff. So not a big selling point for me, but it is kind of neat and kids probably love it. But as far as for me, I love the little figures and I love the vehicles, and I really, really want another TIE Fighter with a TIE Fighter pilot so I can kind of army build them. But let's get back to this release. This release is fantastic. Definitely recommend picking it up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.